Hey folks, welcome to another video on my channel. This is Max from Woodsman's Finest, and today I'm coming at you with a video from up here in the absolutely beautiful mountains around my area here in Upper Austria. It's amazing. It's as much snow, so much snow. I haven't seen that much snow in probably 10 years in Austria. It's amazing. For the last 10 days it was snowing constantly, and today it's this beautiful day, and I thought I was just gonna go for a hike. I should have brought some snowshoes, but I got my gauntlets that I bought back in Canada from Moose, and they're absolutely coming into their own here. So today's video is about a tripod that I picked up and that I'm really stoked about, and I want to make this a rather quick one since most of you guys know about tripods in general, but I just thought this one was such a bang for the buck, and such a beautiful one, by the way. So what we got here is a tripod from aluminum made by a brand called Koolehaoda. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Koolehaoda or something like that. It's definitely Chinese made, and it's very reminiscent of your newer and maybe even your Manfrotto tripods. But I found this one here on eBay for around $50, 50 euro. You probably can pick it up for $50 as well in the US. And I was a little bit skeptic first, but when it arrived, I absolutely love this thing. So today I'm kind of operating it here with my mittens, which is, they're absolutely warm, but they're not the most practical when it comes to finer tasks. Your camera is attached with a regular plate on the bottom. All of these parts are from aluminum. You just screw down with a screw with a little wing nut, basically, that you can fold in. You screw the camera to that bottom plate, and I'm just gonna take this one off for you guys. Let's just stick this one here into the snow, and you can see that I'm just operating that with my gloves without a problem. And you either can tilt it out or you can slide it out. So here you have the bottom plate. Just gonna come in a little bit closer so you guys can actually see that. So here you have the bottom plate. Isn't that a nice panorama? Isn't that a nice background? Beautiful. Okay, so this is my trusty old 60D that I picked up a few months ago and absolutely love, despite all the little shortcomings, being a little bit older, but I love this camera. So here in the bottom plate, on attachment, you have two different water levels that are extremely accurate. Actually, I tested that with the level that is inside the camera. We have one here, and then we have one on the nut that is tightening down the plate here. And they're actually coming in very handy, because I don't always have to check with my with the digital one here on the display. I can just, whenever I adjust the tripod, I can just use that one. So tightening down with thick Moose gloves, not a problem. It's absolutely tight. The only thing that's rotating a little bit is the screw. But everything is nice and smooth and oiled. Comes like that out of the box. There's also a plastic bag, or like a plastic kind of transportation bag included, that is all very nice, nicely done. Nothing special, but good enough. So then after that, there's probably the heart of the whole tripod for me is the ball joint. I'm really not a big fan of all those levers that you have to adjust like several nuts in order to just tilt it sideways or up and down. I just love this ball joint there. And again, with gloves, I just have a lever down here on the side, and this thing just rotates absolutely freely. And additionally, for shots that I use a lot for my tabletop reviews, I just have a little notch in here where I can tilt the thing completely vertically like that without a problem. So then again, let's just use the little level on here. And then with my thick mittens, tighten it down. The thing is absolutely rock solid. I really love that one. So then going further down, we're having a very simple adjustment here. It's just to unscrew, very smooth. It also has a groove in here that makes it slide very nicely and without much rotation, where we can adjust the height a little bit. If you don't want to adjust the legs, we can just do it here for fine adjustment. Very easy to work with, even with your thick gloves. And then further down here, as you can see, which is a nice little extra, on the bottom here we have a hook.
Hey folks, I just wanted to do this explanation again. So in this part, like in this picture, you can see the hook on the top, but more importantly, you can actually see the attachment being reversed. So you can actually do macro shots of mushrooms and stuff like that with longer shutter speeds, very stable like that. On the other hand, we have a hook there, and now if the whole tripod was in a regular position, you could actually attach some kind of weight or something to the hook on the bottom of the middle tube, and it would actually make the this tripod a little bit more stable. One major downside of these aluminum tripods, although being really well priced and everything, is that some people still don't find them stable enough, especially for longer shutter speeds and for landscape photography. So you can actually attach some extra weight, which can be just your backpack or something similar.
Okay, going further down a little bit, and I hope you guys see something. We're having these nice leg attachments here, or rather adjustments. We're having everything from aluminum, by the way, guys. There we have a nice rubber, how can you say it, like ribs on the outside to adjust it easily. Everything up here is nice, either from hard plastic like this one. Up here everything is from aluminum. The little front screw here actually having a little rubber knurling around it as well. So I really like that. Down here on the legs, we're having these little aluminum buttons, and everything here is held in this kind of light red orange that I really like. Always good to have some kind of orange thingy outside. So with this one, actually it folds all the way up. So when we're actually transporting this one, we're folding the whole thing together like this, and bring this one all the way up. And now you can imagine, although the camera is still attached, that this thing is becoming about this size here when you transport it. So in order to unfold it and put it up, we're like folding these down, and we have one for very wide stands. Let's just simulate that here, which could come in handy in snow actually. Just like that. I hope you can see that, guys. Very sturdy. And since we're having very deep snow here, as you can tell, this thing is still very sturdy and doesn't want to sink. And then we're having a second adjustment about here, which I think should still function pretty well in snow, and it does. And I also think if you're having a heavier camera or something attached on the top, then this is also going to give you a little bit more stability if you want to tilt the camera a lot, especially with the big zoom on the end. Imagine like a 400, 500, 80, 800 millimeters, something like that up front. There's going to be a lot more stability. And then where I'm usually using it, where I'm getting a lot of the most height out of it, is just on this setting here. And then what I really love about these tripods is when there's no screw adjustment down here. I really don't like that. What I like is those flippers. I'm not sure which one is more sturdy in the end, as far as longevity goes. But if I imagine I'm just building this thing up, or like I'm setting it up somewhere, and I'm having it folded together, 1, 2, 3, I'm going down into my setting, and then I just switch the lever, and without the snow and the cold, these usually just like completely slide out freely. 1, 2, 3. And very important for me here is, if you are not on level ground and you have to make minor adjustments on the legs, these screw things a little bit more difficult, because you have to unscrew them and push in a little bit and then screw them tight again. Versus here, I'm just, in my opinion, I'm finding the height that I need, and I can just flip them. I think it's personal preference. It's just, in my opinion, I like it a little bit more. 1, 2. And this is the cool thing about that one. The thing is about the length of your forearm folded together. And then it slides all the way out very easily. And as you can tell, not even with my gloves it's any problem. Okay, without the snow on the ground, I would say we're getting about 1 meter and 50 centimeters, 1.5 meters, maybe slightly a little bit more out of this tripod, which is, for me, it's perfect. I'm 5'8", 173 centimeters tall, with my military boots maybe 178 something. So like around 150 is perfect height for me, and I really like working from this height. It's actually a pretty nice shot. Ta-da. Ta-da, ta-da. Loving it. Okay guys, let's shut this one off. I got the Wi-Fi SD card in there, and when I have it turned on, it's just eating up my battery a little bit too much. Okay, what else can I say? I wanted to make this a quick one, so I'm not going too far into detail. What I have to say about the legs is that they're decently sturdy even when they're completely extended. If you want to make them a little bit shorter, then I recommend that you pushing in the last extension of the leg, because then they're at least standing on the thicker aluminum legs. This thing is rather light. I don't really know the exact weight, but I'm gonna put it down into the description box. Other than that, I'm just gonna put a link to this nice little gadget into my description as well. I hope to have the Amazon shop set up by now, so if you're going through Amazon, you want to buy yourself for around $50 actually a beauty of a tripod. I really have to say that. I mean, like 5 months ago, I wouldn't have thought that I would be stoked about a tripod, but I seriously am, because you're investing in something that you're gonna have for a long time, and it's just gonna up your game a lot. And if you're doing a lot of video shooting like I do, or you're living in beautiful countries like I used to live in Canada and now back in Austria, I just want to make shots nicer, you know. And $50 or €50, I think is an absolute amazing deal for something. I mean, I still have the old tripods from my dad from the 70s or something like that, but they have all these levers and I just don't like it. I'm a really big fan of this ball joint, because it's just, while I'm even looking, I can adjust here and one little tighten with my hand, and I'm where I am. I want to be. I think the cold is making my ability to speak English decline a little bit. Yeah, so other than that, so this video is actually shot with my new Samsung S7 non-edge version that I updated my my whole phone situation to. First world problems, I can only say it that way. Sometimes I'm even feeling weird that I'm talking about it, but it's all about having a nice picture quality and making your social media time and everything more efficient, so you can actually spend more time outside. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. Please browse my channel for all the tutorials about carving, all the reviews about tools and my gadgets and everything, and my canoe trips. And of course, please visit me on woodsmansfinest.com and on Instagram under the same name, Woodsman's Finest, as well as on Facebook. And get in touch with me if you have any questions about my trips or my gear or my custom work or anything. Please just send me an email at woodsmansfinest at outlook.com. You guys have a good day. Cheers.